Welcome to The Jump. I'm Rachel Nichols, joined by 2016 champ Richard Jefferson and 2008 champ and finals MVP, the truth, Paul Pierce. Coming up, guys, we're going to play the what if game. We'll explore what would have happened if the 2004 Lakers had done what they were supposed to do and get over the hump against the Detroit Pistons. Do Kobe and Shaq stay together longer? That game's replaying tonight on ESPN, so stick around for that discussion. But first, Steve Kerr did a conference call in conjunction with the University of San Francisco and acknowledged the Warriors are operating as if their season is done. Kerr said, quote, "It feels like the end of the season for our team. It just does. We don't know anything officially. There's still a chance the league could ask us to come back and play some games. But given what we went through this season with all the injuries and the tough record, it's been more the case we're just staying in touch with guys. Everyone just assuming this is it." So, Richard, this isn't the first time Kerr has said something like this, but he sounded much more final about it. And of course, the Warriors are eliminated from playoff contention anyway. But would it be fair to the other teams who still think they have a shot at the 8th seed in either conference to just, as he is suggesting, freeze the standings as is and just go straight to the postseason?
Well, the funny thing about Steve Kerr saying that they're operating as if their season was over is this interview was actually done in November. So,
Richard Jefferson, come on.
Since November, their season has been. Oh, well, look, understandably, he's talking about the injuries to everyone on their team and what they've been through. But yes, their season was over in November. So I don't view them as a team to really kind of judge this on. I really think that if you're in the 8th spot, everything that we've seen is unforeseen. The smaller of a group, like if this would have happened right before the NBA Finals, we would have been able to pull off the NBA Finals. The more you expand, more people, more teams, the harder it's going to be to have an actual postseason or an actual season. So I think it's smart to shorten it to the postseason. That's where we're at right now. Shoot, if it keeps getting smaller, let's just have the Lakers and Bucks play for the NBA Finals. I think that's what we should do. Just keep shrinking it.
I think the Clippers and some Raptors, some other teams might have something to say about it. Paul, do you think it's okay to freeze it with just these 8 on each side?
No, I don't think so, because you got teams right there at the bottom, the Pelicans, Portland Trail Blazers, they could possibly get in. And so, you have to, I know there's probably like 15 to 16 games left. Maybe you shorten that to see if some of those teams have an opportunity. But this is what the excitement of the end of the season is all about. When it comes down to those final seeds to where you're jockeying for position, for you're fighting for a playoff chance. And that's what made the end of the season every year so exciting. I remember on the Celtics team, we were jockeying for a 3 or 4 seed. We decided to take a 4 seed in 2010, and that meant the world for us in making it back to the finals.
I like that. Decided to take the 4 seed. We pretend that doesn't happen in the NBA, but guess what? It happens all the time. Guys, I do need to switch gears because I want to talk about what's on deck for episodes 5 and 6 of The Last Dance on Sunday. That's on 9 o'clock Eastern on ESPN. Filmmakers are taking us on a deep dive into the '93 finals between the Bulls and the Suns, MJ versus Barkley. Remember, Charles earned MVP that season, but the Bulls took the series in 6 games. And take a listen to Barkley telling reporters why he thinks Game 1 decided the entire series.
I regret that I wasn't really aggressive in Game 1. When I was watching the Last Dance, Michael said the exact same thing. He says, we were really passive, and at the moment was too big for us in Game 1. My only regret about that series is not being Game 7 being like, hey, screw this. I'm not waiting on you guys. Y'all better follow me. So I have to blame myself for Game 1 in the finals, for us being passive and me not being aggressive. Hey, let me just tell you something, though. I don't even know why people watch this Last Dance thing. We know how it ends. Hey, I'm pretty sure the Bulls going to win a championship in the Last Dance.
Dude, Chuck, people watch the OJ series. We knew how that ended too. I'm just saying. Richard, you grew up in the Phoenix area. How big a letdown do you remember it being for the Suns to lose that Game 1 despite having held home court advantage and watching the Bills go on to win?
Well, I think the letdown is everyone believed they had hope And obviously, MJ went on to average 41 in that series. It still is, I think, stands as a finals record. So Charles Barkley coming off an MVP, having a great team around him, that was huge. But I think everybody knows, it doesn't matter if you're a Utah fan, a Cleveland fan, you just always had in the back of your mind that you don't know how the Bulls and Michael Jordan were going to do it, but you knew they were. So it was a letdown, but you were more just trying to see how you were going to get let down.
Yeah, you know what? I really respect Charles for the fact that he was being honest, but this opportunity doesn't come around too often. And as an MVP player, you have to set the tone. And you know, being that he's been a great player all his career, made All-Star, finally won an MVP, finally got on the team at this stage in his career where he had an opportunity to win, you can't take a back seat or play a different type of game at that point. We know you're going against Michael, and the consensus had the Bulls probably winning this finals anyway, but you got to go all out from the start. And as a leader, as an MVP, you got to set the tone.
Will be interesting to watch all of this unfold in Sunday's documentary, just like the rest of the world. Even though I know how it ends, I can't wait. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.